The following segment is brought to you in partnership with our friends over at Future 42. Turn your frustration into action at future42.org. Last week on the show, we talked a lot about this vote that happened in the Seattle City Council with Andrew Lewis, the councilman for downtown, casting the deciding vote that meant that they would not pass an ordinance to make it a crime to use drugs in public or possess drugs in public. And this was truly, truly unbelievable because we went into that vote thinking, of course, the councilman for downtown would, given the depths of the drug crisis downtown, would say, yeah, we need this on the books. We need to enforce it as a city so that we can deal and have tools at our disposal to deal with this crisis that's impacting the city in such a profound way. And then at the last minute, I'll replay the clip. Andrew Lewis just flip-flopped as he usually does.
I came out here on the dais today fully prepared to vote for this measure because I do think it is generally proper that we reconcile our SMC to the state law. But with the ending of community court without any additional process, I just can't do it today. I just can't.
Just can't do it today. I just can't. And again, I think that's because a bunch of Shamas Hawans constituents showed up, yelled loud, and he's like, okay, I changed my mind. Because what else could it be? The proposal that he was voting on that day was proposed in April by the Seattle City Attorney. April. They came out. They did a press conference about it. They sent out details of it. And all of a sudden, fast forward to June, and he at the last minute, when the vote comes down to the wire, he says, I can't do it. What did you learn about it that day in the matter of a couple hours that you couldn't have known about it going back to August or going back to April? Again, that's why it's evidence to me that he just caved to the loudest voices in the room. So immediately after that happened, there was rumors that Andrew Lewis was going to come back with his own proposal. And over the weekend, he sent out a tweet saying, I can confirm that I will be joining the mayor of Seattle and leaders in public health, law enforcement, and city government this coming Monday to develop a real plan to fight the fentanyl crisis. A real plan. And that, again, struck me, and this is going to happen at 1 p.m. today. There was also a press release sent out from the mayor's office where they said city leaders will convene to establish next steps to address drug intervention and enforcement. But again, I go back to, for Andrew Lewis, the councilman for downtown, who's running for re-election this year. You say now today you're going to come out with a real plan to address the fentanyl crisis. Last I checked, there has been a worsening fentanyl crisis on the streets of your district in Seattle since you were elected in 2019. So even if you didn't like the plan that Seattle's city attorney proposed that you voted down last week, what have you been doing the past 4 years? Why not, if you didn't think that we had a real plan, in your words, to address the fentanyl crisis, why have you been seemingly content for the past 4 years letting people die on the sidewalks in your district? Help me understand that. Now all of a sudden, to try to deal with the damage and the people who are fleeing, who don't want to give you money anymore, the business community who doesn't want anything to do with you, now you're saying, I'm going to come out and propose a real plan, not like the one that I voted down last week. If you had a real plan, Andrew Lewis, and you didn't bring it forward until the 4th year of your term, as you're in the middle of a re-election campaign, then shame on you. Because that would mean if you had a real plan this whole time, you've been fine letting people die this whole time while you kept this real plan in your back pocket. No, you don't have a real plan. You're coming forward with a plan to try to get yourself out of a messy situation that you created when you voted no last week, because you're trying to save your job. And I pray to God that it is too late for you to save your job because you simply do not deserve it. That segment was brought to you in partnership with our friends over at Future 42. Turn your frustration into action at future42.org.